Hey, what's up, Trash Talkers? Coming at you with the NFL and UFC Picke'em. Big action this weekend as the Mad Russian, the leader of the pack, Bill Pearson, again, not really Russian, so go fuck yourself if you think he's a commie. And we got Trigger Joe Britson, who is still trying to figure out how to use his phone. That's what he's doing right now. He doesn't know how to do it. He's old school, and it is the way it is. Now, they are going to go for the record this week because the UFC, what is it, 256? I forget the number. But they are going for the points. And so Bill is up by 1. And I think you guys have come to an agreement that this ends January 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Is that the case? Okay. So for the millions watching around the world, or 20, whatever, it's just add a couple of zeros. They're going to do something stupid. Whoever loses, they're going to have to do it. They're going to have to bend the knee and do something dumb. And you're just going to have to own up and take it. That's just what we do here. Now, for the NFL, I picked the Rams Thursday night, and Joe can contest to that. But this week is disgusting. So I will do my best to help you make some money, but I will probably take this week off of betting. I might bet one game. I think I'm pretty confident on one. I'll get to that. So we'll run through the NFL picks real quick of who I'm taking, whether or not take the points or money line, and then we'll go into the meat and potatoes of the UFC 256. So, Joe, run me through the games real quick.
All right. We got kicking it off with the ridiculously difficult to call. We got Houston at Chicago. Houston minus 1.5. What I'm looking at. I don't know what you got there.
Chicago is the only lock that I lost last week when Detroit somehow, well, first of all, the fucking Bears decided to pass it, right? When they were winning by the spread, right? They were up. They were going to win me money. And they decided to pass, and he gets strip sacked. It's like, what? Why? Just run it and punt it. You're the Bears. Anyways, okay, so they lost. Fuck them. I am going to go with...
That had to be on Scott Van Pelt's bad beats.
Oh.
That was ridiculous, man.
I had I was so confident last week. I hit
strip sack, if you had the Bears, had to feel like a liver kick.
I had 3 of my 4 locks hit, and I put $50 on it. That was going to pay me $890. And it's like,
Bill, did you see that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It couldn't have set up any more perfect for the Lions. That was nuts. Nuts.
And then the Bears started to go. I'm going to take the Texans.
You got the Texans? Mm-hmm. All right.
They blew it last week, too, with the fumble on the 1-yard line. Oh, gross.
Yes, they did.
But that
dude, it doesn't get any easier, Nick. This one's actually I think it's harder to call than that one. We got Dallas at your favorite, the Bungles. And Dallas is minus 3.5. Ugh.
Here's where emotion.
This game at all is kind of.
Again, here's where emotion comes into play, to where I want to pick Cincinnati, but they just lose. And I don't know how I think they got 2 wins this year and a tie. You know, it's like now Dallas only has 3 wins, but Dallas is in every game pretty much, except for Thanksgiving when they got blasted. I would go with Dallas. I got to take them. I would take a money line. I wouldn't touch the spread on that one because who knows?
Money line, Dallas is a minus 170.
Yeah, just take a money line. Don't even think about giving Vegas those points. All right, who you got next?
Okay, we got KC traveling to Miami.
All right, trap game here.
Dolphins.
Trap game.
And got a -7.
Yeah.
KC, for those of you that don't follow football, anyone who follows football knows KC's favored. But yeah, they're -7. What I'm looking at, what do you got, Nick?
Yeah, it's like I said, it's a trap game because you got Kansas City who went to Denver and now they're flying all the way to the East Coast, and Miami just has really good cornerbacks, and I don't know if KC's gonna light them up, and you never know when the thunderstorms start rolling in Miami, but it's hard to. You never really want to bet against KC. They're 11-1, but Yeah, I take KC on that one. I would if I had to bet, I'd bet KC with the points too. They can win by 2 touchdowns by 10. It's possible. But yeah, who we got next?
We got Arizona traveling to New York to play the football Giants. -2.5. Yeah, -2.5. Arizona.
I got a good buddy that brought up a point. He says nobody ever wants to see the New York Giants when they start going on a run at the end of the year. Just ask Tom Brady, the 18-1 Patriots. Just ask the Green Bay Packers. You know, they ran into them in the NFC Championship game when they came in as a 6th seed. It's just, you know, they're playing hot, and Jones should come back this week. If Jones comes back, you take the Giants. If Jones doesn't come back, take the Cardinals. So watch the injury report on that one. So that's a pick 'em depending on if Jones starts or not. So who do you got? Who you got?
Touche. We got the Vikings going to Tampa Bay. What do we got on the line?
Yeah,
I'm lagging.
You never know what Kirk Cousins is going to show up. So you got to go old reliable.
Tampa Bay -6.5.
Yeah, I take Tampa. I don't know if
I
I
get them for under a touchdown.
Yeah, but I might just take a money line. So that's probably what I would do with that game.
Money line, they're a -290.
Yeah, it's put it in your parlay. You know, like whatever.
Yeah.
So
we got
next?
Denver traveling to Charlotte, North Carolina, 20 minutes down the road from me, take on the Panthers. And
right.
We got Panthers are -3.
Yeah, this is one of my locks. You take Carolina here.
I like that. Yeah, -3. I like that all day.
Yep, you take Carolina with points. Lock it in. Trash Talk Nation. Bet your house on it.
Hey, I can tell you, coming from the local scene, radio. This team is not anywhere near phoning it in. I think they've got a lot of young players that feel like they got something to prove.
They're trying to make money.
Teddy Bridgewater is one of those type of guys. He's not a great quarterback. He's a game manager, but he's a serious competitor, and he's not the type of guy that's going to phone one in. So the Panthers minus under a touchdown, I like them.
Yeah.
Definitely a lock.
Yep. What we got next?
Hang on now.
Tennessee at Jacksonville.
That is correct. That is what I'm tracking.
All right. Tennessee's only a 7.5 point favorite, which, again, Jacksonville's kind of like the new Bengals to where they just lose games. I think I've watched them not get 3 2-point conversions this year to not win games. So, you know, they could easily have had a pretty decent season this year. They just lost. They just lost the games. All right, but I think it's going to be a revenge week for Tennessee. They're going to come back pissed off after allowing Cleveland to run all over them at home. So, yeah, watch for Tennessee to run it up here pretty big. So I take Tennessee. I'm not going to lock it, but yeah, they're going to win.
So we got Chargers at Vegas.
No, you got the Colts.
No, India, Vegas. My fault. My fault. India, Vegas.
This is the game with the most playoff, bust right here. So
Indy -3. Nick, is that what you got over there?
Yeah, that's what I got. And again, do the Raiders show up? Does Jacobs play? If Jacobs plays, Indiana's defense is still no joke. But if Jacobs plays, then I might take Raiders here. But if he doesn't play, take the Colts in a sloppy game, just because of defense. So who we got next?
All right, so we got the Jets at Seattle.
Yeah.
Now, hey, I've been calling it for a couple weeks now. The Jets are due. Now, just because they got the receivers back, they got guys that can make big plays now. Perriman's back, and they were gone for the first 7 games of the season. But again, I am 100% convinced the Jets lost that game on purpose.
Oh,
no one calls
Absolutely.
0D. Hey, does anyone watch Rex Ryan's kind of a jackass. He talks a lot, but listen, people still listen, and he gets paid to talk about defense. He said that was the stupidest call he's ever seen. And they were trying to be, a lot of guys will be like, very Switzerland, vanilla about it, like Orlovsky was. They were being too nice about it. But Rex Ryan said, he goes, come on, man.
It wasn't even a real zero blitz though. Like some of the guys just stayed and jumped up in the air.
One of the guys spied the quarterback.
Right. Like, what are you going to do?
How do you run a freaking zero blitz and spy the quarterback when it's it's going Hail Mary? Like, who's spying anybody?
But what everybody's forgetting is the play prior. The play prior, they let him go right by him and Card missed him in the end zone. Like, so two plays in a row, they let somebody get wide open. That's not in the NFL.
That was on purpose.
I was arguing with a Raiders fan because obviously he thinks that they won the game, like, like a bunch of shining knights, in armor, when it's like, dude, it's the Jets for one. And two, they let you win. They owned you all game. But I'm taking Seattle as my other lock here. If I was gonna do a two-teamer, I think Seattle wins by 20. Seattle's gonna win by 20 because they have to win for one. And I don't like Pete Carroll, but personally, I think he's a D-bag. But he wins.
He is a total D-bag.
But he wins, and he can get that team motivated. He's good
What's
at that.
The spread? They're like a minus 13 and a half or something.
13 and a half. But like I said, I think you're going to get 20 out of them. I think you're going to win by 20. So what we got next?
Yeah, we got your boys, the Pack, going to Detroit to play the Lions. Why do I not see a freaking spread on here, Nick? What do you got at that, Bill?
7.5. Oh, it went up. It was 6.5 yesterday, so it's 7.5 now. So the money's starting to fly on Green Bay. And you can't blame them because Aaron Rodgers is hot.
If you got in at 6.5 on that one, I'm all right with that bet.
Here's the thing: I brought up my buddy who made a good point, but he also makes a really dumb point. The Packers went for about 4.5 years with horrible receivers, and like nobody's. They had a D3 white guy on the team, so I always write this there's guys begging groceries in the Southeast Conference right now that didn't get drafted that are better than the D3 white guy, and I even said this: I don't care if you can catch. I need somebody who can run down the field fast as shit so that the safeties, you can't have 9 in the box the whole time, right? The only way to stop Rodgers is to man press and blitz. That's the only way. You can't drop in his zone, but now that we have that MVS, who my buddy hates because he leads the league in drops, but he's a burner and he gets down the field.
Top off.
All right. And so then when you try to press him, guess what? Devontae Adams is the best off the line receiver in the league. All right, he's not the best at catching. He's not the fastest, not the biggest, right? But when you press him on the line, he's going to get 5 yards of separation within 6 yards. So,
but you know who he reminds me of in competition? Like when it's a 50-50 ball, he reminds me of because he doesn't look like a Randy Moss. He reminds me more of a taller version of Steve Smith. Like he just is gonna go up and fight. He'll fight you for it.
Yep.
He's that type of guy. Like when he goes up physical, and it's like competition, me or you.
And he's so confident.
I texted you. Yeah.
He's so confident. He tries to score. It's like Jerry Rice. Every time he touches the ball, he tries to score. And it's and he expects to. Yeah. He couldn't catch when he came in the league. He came in the league. We drafted him like in the 4th round. He couldn't catch. Like he had more drops than MVS, and I keep reminding my buddy about that. It's like, dude, he had more drops than MVS, and
that one he went up and got the still frame. His forearms look like skin painted on muscle. Like dude, he just man grabbed that. Yeah, like he's the dude's strong.
So Packers are gonna roll, but again, the fucking Lions, and at least we buried you in the beginning of the season because you guys have had our number the past couple of years, so. We'll see. Should be. New Orleans at the Eagles.
And Philly.
Poor Jalen. They're gonna start him against one of the best pass rushes in football, and that line for the Eagles is fucking horrible. So
-7 right now.
I mean, I gotta take. I might make that a lock. Like New Orleans might win by 30. The defense might score more touchdowns than Philly.
I 100% agree with that one.
Yeah.
I'll take points on that one all day.
Yeah. So then what's the next one? Oh, this is a tough one.
We got Atlanta going to LA, play the Chargers. So
Yeah, I like Atlanta in that one. I think Chargers are kind of putting it in. I think they're like, yeah, let's try to get that second, third pick. Let's get a good, either a really good left tackle or a really good like linebacker. Like that. They're gonna go after somebody.
So
like
got
that.
Atlanta -2.5.
Yeah, I like Atlanta.
Hey, speaking of that, Nick,
Atlanta screwed my upset alert last week, man. They had Julio in the end zone. How do you not throw it to where he can somehow touch it? If Julio can touch it, like it's a touchdown. And you threw it over his head.
Manhandling. Hey,
So,
that's Sewell, that kid from Oregon.
Yeah. The guy that
he's
cost
gonna
me
be the real deal.
$500.
Have you seen? Yeah. Have you seen some of that kid's highlights? Man, he looks like Tony Munoz, for crying out loud. But you never know until they get to the league.
I'm like 4 plays away this year from winning like about 8,000 on parlays, and like literally 4 plays. It's like, oh man.
I'm 2 or 3 punches away from calling 8 or 9 fighters.
Yeah, 1 round away.
Yeah.
All right, so then we
got Washington at San Fran.
Oh man, I'm torn on this one.
Line on this one.
It's Frisco's favored by 3, and I honestly,
I don't like them.
What I would bet here is the under. I would bet the under at 43.5. I have a feeling this game's going to be like 17-7. I just don't think they're both really good defenses. And
I think that's pretty safe bet, actually.
Yeah, so I would throw the under there. I wouldn't touch this game. And there's another nasty one after that. So 2 more games.
This is it right here. This is the game for me. Pittsburgh at Buffalo. Buffalo -3.
Yeah, so Buffalo, you guys all know this. The Trash Talk Nation, like I said, all 20 of you that watch this, I'm a huge Jared Allen fan. I think he's the best young quarterback in the league. So he is the future of the NFL as far as how big he is. He's like Cam Newton, except can throw the ball very accurately. So and he's
Nick loves him so much. Nick loves him so much, Bill, that he calls him Jared Allen of the Minnesota Vikings.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah,
he listen. I swear to God, that's like a Freudian slip with him because he's done it before.
I do it all the time. Josh,
that's the guy that did the idiotic churn butter thing after he sacked people.
Well, I did not like Jared Allen at all at Minnesota.
Oh God! If anyone ever deserved a leg whip, that asshole.
You want to hear a Pee Wee? You want to hear a Pee Wee football story? So I mean, I played pretty high level football, but my favorite play of all time was
leg whipping Jared Allen.
It was it's kind of similar. This guy looked like Jared Allen in 6th grade, right? So should not have been in 6th grade. I don't know if he failed like 6 or 7 times, but it was like what's that movie called?
Did he have the handlebar mustache?
Yeah, exactly. He had a beard. He had my beard in 6th grade.
Nice.
And I think I weighed 85 pounds, and I was playing guard. And so like this guy just kept running me over, just trucking me. Like I don't know, dude, I'm not my first year playing football, man. What the hell? And this guy's just absolutely beating me up. Coach starts yelling at me. And it's just this young kid, high school player, right? And he's coaching 6th grade football, probably for community service. Who knows? And he's got this. He's got this big dip in his mouth, and he's got Kodiak. He's where's that? Yeah, goddamn it, control. You gotta block that guy. I'm like, he's huge. I can't. And he's like, all right, the next time the next time he trucks you, you just stick your leg up in the air. And I was like, well, okay. I have no idea. So he trucks me. I stick my leg up in the air. Dude goes flying over my leg, right? And then they have to bring in a cart to take him off the field, right? And I'm like, oh damn! I didn't know, whatever. And then I found out that that was a serious penalty, and that guy might have made millions in the NFL someday, but no.
Sweep the leg, Nick. Sweep the leg.
Exactly.
You have a problem with that?
Hey, so I doubt he's watching, but if anybody knows a kid from McGuanago who blew out his knee in what was that? How old are you in 1993? I'm sorry. All right, I didn't know. I just did what my sensei told me to do. He said, "Take the leg, man." I'm like, okay.
You're all right, LaRusso. You're okay.
No, I guess I didn't want to get into too long on this one, but here we go. Baltimore.
All right, we got Baltimore at Cleveland. That's how Tony Montana said it. Baltimore at Cleveland.
Right. Well, anyways,
-2.5.
Yeah. I'm taking one. I forgot to say I'm taking the Bills. I'm taking the Bills in the Steelers-Bills game, and I'm taking Cleveland here. All right. Gonna have to watch the injury report on this one again, to where if I know Baltimore's fullback got hurt, and I also know that both their tight ends are out. So if those guys come back, all you have to do is make Lamar throw this year. If you make him throw, you beat him. So, I mean, Dallas should have beat them, but they turned the ball over. Stupid. Cleveland, I think I like them. I like them a lot. So could be a letdown, but I'm taking Cleveland. Taking Cleveland hands down. But yeah, so my locks again are the Saints, the Seahawks, and Carolina. So do a 3-teamer, do the spread on that, and then throw a money liner. This is a great Monday night game because you throw a money line on Baltimore and make it a 4-teamer. So throw a money line on Baltimore, and then when you hit those first 3 games, put $100 on Cleveland with 2.5. You know, and hopefully that spread goes up to 3, and you might be able to win both bets. So look at that one. But again, watch the injury reports. So now to the main event.
Yes.
The UFC. Oh man, let me pull up the fight card real quick. If we were a Squared Away Real podcast, I would have had this already. So
time.
Yeah. Usually I write it down, but I don't really care. Let's see here. So we got, again, I'm not an underwear fighting fan, although I do spend the money to watch it because there's some serious punches sometimes and it's fun. All right, we've bet on this guy before. Junior Dos Santos heavyweight fight. And then game, Cyril.
Yep.
I might just take all my money and put it on that guy because he's named Cyril. So he fought growing up. So did you guys actually send each other? We didn't send picks, did we?
Nope. But we kind of held the honor code up and shit. We can still pick off of each other if we wanted to, but I got mine written down right here.
So do I. Mine's written down.
Okay.
I'm ready to go.
All right. So don't cheat,
I'm
Joe.
not gonna
I will remind you we're losing. Okay.
Yeah,
so
I know.
If you have to, I mean, you might have to.
Listen, if I have to, it'll come out like way down the road from now when Bill and I are bellied up at a bar somewhere. I'm like, hey, I cheated, right? So listen, I'm not gonna cheat. But I'm saying if I did.
Oh, okay. Well, before we start our UFC, again, everything that we do is brought to you by Ventura Training and Athletics. Get your body right. Do it. All right, go see those guys. And then we got 10th Mountain Whiskey Distillery. They got the cordial. That's what the women should drink. Buddy Beckwith drinks it a lot.
Or as Buddy Beckwith's Tinder page says, crack.
Yeah, and I think he just ordered 6 bottles of it. So,
Hey, now. Easy.
So we got Junior Dos Santos versus Cyril Gain. Bill, you're the champ. You get the first pick.
Okay. I'm going with Cyril Gain for the win on this one. The round is what was making it rough for me. I think right now he's at a minus 425 favorite. Mostly because Dos Santos' chin.
Write this shit down.
Yeah. Dos Santos' chin's just not there anymore. Cyril Gain's a big dude, but if you follow Cyril, he's a submission guy. So I'm going to put Gain TKO second round. But for you gamblers, what's scaring me is if he's going to tag Santos, stun him, and then not want to stay standing with him and then just jump on his back and choke him out. But I'm going to go with a Gain second round TKO.
All right, Joe. Trigger Joe.
Yeah.
What do you got?
Hey.
Who do you got in this fight?
Hey, Bill, we now for this card, we are doing Bill and I both agreed, Nick, that getting 3 on a decision is kind of chicken shit. So we're gonna go 2 points if you call a decision, right? We're good on that? Okay.
Yep.
So I'm actually for that reason, well, not for that reason, But after mentioning that, I'm going to go Gane, but I'm going to go by decision. And the reason I'm saying that is he's been in there with guys. And like Bill says, he's a submission artist, and he's not much of a power puncher. He's a volume striker. He likes getting on the mat, and now if he moves a lot. You know, he's not a bulldog and get a guy to the ground either. He kind of is take it wherever it goes type fighter. So I see maybe Dos Santos stealing some time in one round, which he's more than capable of still doing, and Gane kind of outworking him and maybe a couple of submission attempts here and there. But I think Gane kind of just younger, bigger, stronger, and wins by decision. But because he's not much of a knockout artist, I see Dos Santos surviving.
Okay. All right. I got Cyril in the first 10 seconds. So that's what I'm calling that one.
I mean, Dos Santos' chin just scares me. It's just not there.
So in the next fight is a middleweight, staying with Trigger Joe. And we have Kevin Holland at 20-5 versus Ronaldo Souza. Kaiser Souza.
They call him Jacare, Nick. You know what that is Portuguese for?
Your mom? I don't know.
No. Good guess though. First thing I would have guessed. I believe it's crocodile, right, Bill, or alligator one?
I think so.
Either way, that's they say when he puts his clamps on you. He's a phenomenal grappler. Bill might be surprised by this one, but I've done my research. I've looked into it. Kevin Holland is a up and comer. He's a very good fighter, but Souza has been in there with guys that hit harder than Holland does, and they haven't been able to put him away by knockout. And when he gets his hands on you, if Holland doesn't keep him off of him, he can be in trouble, because he's kind of more like a Glover Teixeira, 40 years old. Like, he hasn't aged poorly. He's still very, very strong. He's a phenomenal grappler, and he's got a ton of experience. So I've got Souza sub third round.
Submission, third round. All right, Mad Russian, who you going with?
Joe, I'm not surprised by that, to tell you the truth.
Nothing surprises the Russian, Joe. You think you're smarter than him? Fuck out of here.
He's probably tapped my wife's phone or something, is listening to this whole thing.
Yeah.
No, I went back and forth on this for like an hour today. I went with Souza, but with the decision. Maybe because if you looking at their records, I think they're trying to set. This is going to be really Holland's first big fight. He hasn't really fought that big name yet, the experienced name. So this is his test. But I put Souza at decision. So if you look at their wins and losses, I think Souza's just going to grind them out because of the experience. And again, if you look at who Jacare's fought, it's hard to put him away. So I think this is going to be Holland's first time in a real dogfight. So I went with Souza decision on that one.
All right, awesome. So sticking with the Mad Russian, we have the women strawweight. Strawweight to me just seems like this is going to a decision. So you got Mackenzie Dern versus, what does that say? Verna Jandiroba.
Yeah, you actually got that last name almost. I think it's a silent R, but that for Nick, that's perfect.
Oh, the C is silent.
R-O-K?
Rock. R-O-K. Yeah, what's your point? It's R-O-C-K.
Actually, Dad, I got the shirt from Frank.
Frank.
God damn it, Billy, we get the hell out of here. I'm sorry. I'm going to knock it off.
Yeah. So, Bill, what do you got in the strawweight fight?
As you trash talkers know, I'm usually pretty solid and confident on the female fights.
Yeah, you are good.
I wouldn't touch this one with the 10-foot pole.
Oh, God, it's awful.
I would not bet on this one.
Tell them why, Bill.
Both these girls are one-loss fighters. and both of them typically win in the first round with a submission.
Shows you what I fucking know.
Yeah.
No.
So, Joe, honestly, this is almost a coin toss for me, but I went with the experience on this one. Jandiroba's fought the tougher people, so I went with Jandiroba with the submission in the second round.
All right, we got a separator here.
All right, so I take it Joe's going
separator.
McKenzie.
Yeah, I see where Bill's coming from with that. I think Mackenzie Dern, just because of the youth and she's got a little more bulk to her and is gonna be a little bit of the bigger fighter. Is man on the ground is very. Bill, would you have Jandiroba second round? Did you say sub?
Jandiroba second round sub.
Okay, well, I got Mackenzie Dern by decision. I don't think Dern's going to be able to sub Jandiroba, but I think she's going to be able to win the grappling match. And keep in mind, these girls are at Bill. They're 115, right? This is a strawweight match.
Yeah, these are 115.
Okay. So 115. Neither one of these girls are knockout artists. They're both phenomenal grapplers. A lot of people say Mackenzie Dern's the best grappler on the roster. I don't think she'll be able to submit Jandiroba, but I also don't think Jandiroba will be able to submit her. And I think she'll win the grappling match. And unless you like jiu-jitsu, you might be bored by this one, but it should be some pretty high level rolling, as Juan Perez.
So it's like you're calling for it to be like a pitcher's duel for people who don't pay attention to UFC.
Exactly.
A lot of people don't like a pitcher's duel unless you like baseball.
I think there's a ton of skill. There's a ton of skill there, and these two women who have a very high finishing rate for female fighters, but they finish people. They finish people the same way.
This is really a coin toss fight, which is why Vegas-wise, I wouldn't touch this one.
All right, there you have it, Trash Talk Nation. Stay away from this one. It's like half the football games this Sunday. Stay away from them. All right.
Yeah, for the love of God.
All right, so staying with Trigger Joe, we have the co-main, which is Tony Ferguson and Charles Oliveira. Who do you got in this one, Joe?
I think this one boils down to, for every UFC fan, where's Tony Ferguson at right now? After that Gaethje fight, how'd he heal? I know one thing about him. He is absolutely hell bent on getting in there and finding out, because that's the kind of fighter Tony Ferguson is. He's not. I'd be shocked. I'd be shocked if he was tentative. I think he's going to go right out there and
I don't think it's in his DNA.
Yeah, no, right. I just, he's.
What does DNA stand for?
Do not answer.
Yeah, exactly.
That question, Bill. No, that's not what I meant. I said do not answer that question, Bill. No.
It's not fair. He's a baseball player. So
yeah, Rizzuto.
Dude, we're all over Billy Madison today.
Rizzuto is not a word. He's
a baseball player. You're cheating.
No, I think Tony Ferguson's going to come out there and man, he's just one of those guys. If you believe in him, you got to pick him. If you think he's done after what Gaethje did to him, yeah, I'd say there's some dice to roll there. Oliveira is a tough dude. I think Tony Ferguson's got his eyes on making a run back at 155 and going for title shot. I got Tony Ferguson, third round TKO. I think Oliveira's that good. He's gonna manage to hang with him, but I think Ferguson's gonna wear him down, look good, and end it in the third.
Bill, the champ. We got
honestly for those trash
talkers.
I
hope honestly, I hope you're not lying. No, go ahead.
I'm ahead. I don't need a lot, but yeah, I went with the same thing, Joe. So for all the trash talkers, this is another one we completely agree on. I don't think Ferguson has it in him to be tentative, and I think he's going to force Oliveira to go into a place he doesn't want to go with the fight. And that's going to take about 2 rounds to do it. So he's going to come out in the third round. I think Oliveira's going to realize he's in for a fight he didn't want to be in. I mean, they call him the boogeyman for a reason. I mean, He's another one of those dudes who truly likes being punched in the face. And he goes into robot mode. So yeah, I put Ferguson 3rd round TKO.
And
I think
Bill,
what's up?
Exactly the same?
Yeah. So what's the
one thing
line
we
on that
said?
right now?
Oh shit.
I think
Hang on,
Ferguson's a
Ferguson.
minus 160.
Oh, so that's
Yeah.
you still make some money betting on that one.
So
you
Bill
can
and I
bet on
picked
that one for
exact same
TKO.
finish. Exact same round, yeah.
Parlay Ferguson TKO here, guys. I think that's the bet.
165. Yep. What you remember we were on the phone, we were talking about that Gaethje Ferguson fight was the first main event with no fans.
Yeah.
Do you remember how, Nick, I know you watched that one. Do you remember how sick those punches sounded when they were landing? It sounded like hitting a watermelon with a baseball bat. And
Herb Dean said he stopped it. Herb Dean said he stopped it because it sounded like Gaethje was punching the inside of a pumpkin.
And what's the one thing that we both said about Ferguson? Never left.
Never tapped.
Feet.
Never quit. It was his referee.
Never
like, I need to stop to save your
never
own.
even
save your own face.
Permanent brain
never
damage.
never got knocked off his feet. And it's like, I don't think I think he ran into the perfect match for him that night.
Yeah.
And I don't think Oliveira has it in him to go to such a dark place that Gaethje and Ferguson went that night. That was one of the most violent fights, even though it was one-sided. Ferguson was still standing and pissed off when it was over.
Yeah.
And he might not even have been on this planet. So I don't think Oliveira has it in him to go that bad. And then Ferguson's got something to prove. So.
All right. So now we go to the main card, the main fight, the main event. I'll get it out somehow the right way. The main event. All right. And we got Bill the Champ is going to pick it. He's going to pick it first. And we got that guy, Delvison Figueiredo. I think we've had him before. Figueiredo. And then Brandon Moreno.
He just fought last month.
Fought last month, but his fight only went like a minute and 10 seconds. So he said he'd fight again this month.
Yeah. I don't like Brandon here because he looks like a douche. So who you got? I'll say it to his face too, man. Brandon, you're a douche. You look like a douche. I made fun of you in high school. My bad.
Hey, picking the winner of this fight was easy. It's going to be Figueiredo.
Yeah.
Moreno's a good fighter, but I think he knows he doesn't want to stand with Figueiredo. Picking the round was the tough one. So just looking at records and how Moreno's going to avoid, I went with Figueiredo by TKO in the 3rd round.
Ooh.
I think he's good enough to not stay on the ground with him. He's good enough to be on the ground, choke him the hell out too. But I think Figueiredo's going to want to stay on the feet. And I think he's going to just take it to Moreno. And he's going to take Moreno to a place he doesn't want to go, just like Boogeyman's going to do. So Figueiredo, 3rd round TKO.
Figueiredo is so good that I actually had to think on it twice to think, okay, how many rounds can Moreno stand there or grapple and walk back to his corner? How many fights have you watched? How many times can you see Moreno go into his corner and answering the bell in this fight? I'm thinking, dude, if he sees the 4th, they're going to be like, Brandon Moreno put on a courageous show tonight. They will. And they'll probably be right. I think the kid's good. I think he's been through enough experience to where he's at the right spot in his career to where I think he's going to put the world on notice that he's a top level fighter in this fight. And I think he's going to make it to the 4th. And I think it's going to be absolutely obvious that he can't take anymore. And they're either going to stop it or it's going to be a knockout. So I got Figueiredo by a 4th round TKO.
4th round TKO. All right. So there you have it. We have our, the strawweight fight is going to be the deal breaker. That's what it looks like here. Can gain a couple points based on decisions, stuff like that. But again, Trash Talk Nation, pay attention when they pick the same fighter, same round, same type of decision, and they both got Tony Ferguson 3rd round TKO. So put your money on that one.
We disagreed on one fight, and it's the one fight everybody in Vegas is saying stay away from.
Right.
So on the fights that we would say bet, we picked exactly the same. The only reason we do the rounds and the finish is because Bill and I usually pick exactly the same. So we had to make it interesting.
All right. So now let's go for the parlay. Let's go with the parlay.
Right. There we go.
Bill, what we got for the parlays?
Get it.
All right. So my lock is clearly Figueiredo. For my parlay, I'm going to go with Figueiredo, Ferguson. Then I'm going to go to the prelims. And I would take Hooper and another female fight, a girl named Tisha Torres. She's going to be a little bit underrated. I mean, she's a heavy favorite, but people are saying she's lost, I think it was 3 of her last 5 fights. But if you look at her record, Joe, they put her through a gauntlet. They put her back-to-back, made her fight Andrade, Joanna, and Weili Zhang.
Yeah.
And back-to-back. I mean, that's insane. So Tisha Torres can come and win that fight. I would bet on Hooper, who's another heavy favorite in the prelims. Then Ferguson, Figueiredo for your parlay.
All righty. Joe, who do you got?
My parlay. I can't believe Bill didn't mention this one. This one, what
an idiot.
I love it. Is Pineda against Cub Swanson in the some people have him on the first main of the last.
I can't believe they're a prelim fight, to be honest with you.
But Pineda is at a different spot in his career than people think, and Pineda's a knockout. It's going to be a knockout. I mean,
so you're going a 2-fighter there. Yeah. Pineda KO. Yeah. All right. So
Pineda by KO. Definitely take Cyril Gain to add into your parlays. And I don't see him finishing Dos Santos, and I don't really lean real heavy on the decision as far as money goes, so I just put him on their money line. I take Tony Ferguson, and if there's an under there, if there's an under 2.5 rounds, I like Tony Ferguson under 2.5 rounds. And definitely Figueiredo. And Quarantillo, Billy Quarantillo in the prelims. Very close money fight, and he's at a different spot. It's the dude he's fighting. It's a mismatch, heavy reach advantage, and Quarantillo's at a different spot in his career right now where he's surging. And this other guy, I can't even think of his freaking name, but that's there he is, Gavin Tucker, 5'6" against 5'10" featherweights, huge reach advantage. Quarantillo's your younger fighter. But put Quarantillo in your parlay with Cyril Gain, Pineda by KO, Ferguson by KO, and Figueiredo.
Yeah, I like
Ferguson. They got Ferguson at under 2.5 rounds.
Yeah, but okay, for the gamblers. Now, is my bookie going to let that happen?
No,
they are snobby about what they'll let.
My bookie lets you pick the over under, but they won't let you pick the prop bets for the parlay. So you can't go on there and be like TKO and then add it to another one. So
and just so you know, for the Holland Souza fight, they got them both at a -115. That's another fight that nobody wants to touch.
Jeez.
Yeah, I really do like Jack Gray in that fight.
Yeah, I think experience is just going to make him win that fight.
All right, trash
here's the
talkers.
thing.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Nick,
No,
go
go
ahead.
ahead. No,
it's just one of those things with Kevin Holland. It was either prove us wrong and let us know you're on the map, or we think this guy's bigger, stronger, and more experienced.
All right, Bill, you're the champ. Last word on the fights.
Hey, again, I'm ahead by 1, so I'd go with my parlay. And as you saw the last fight, Joe, when I switched my parlay last minute.
Yeah.
Won again. But hey, again, for if you're putting money on these fights, both of our parlays are really good. I would go with either one. But again, I would stay away from Dern Jandiroba all day. Do not go near that fight. Do not throw it in a parlay. That's the fight that's going to burn you.
All right. So there you have it, Trash Talkers. I mean, they might be able to get another bet in before January 1st, but I doubt it. This is the one. This is the one for the finish. So, hey, pay attention tomorrow. We'll release our podcast at about, let's say, 1700 Eastern Standard Time. We got Semper Vigilante. It's a bunch of guys, or two guys. You got an ex-Army paratrooper and an ex-combat controller from the Air Force, and they teach you how to write better as far as your resume and all the VA benefits you get, all that kind of stuff when you get out. So it should be a really good conversation to have with them and promote their business. So watch out for that. If you haven't checked out my stellar performance on WTF Nation Radio, make sure you go on there on our page and check that out. That's an awesome page. They do a lot. Great for the veteran community, great for the Army. So again, if they call you out, it's probably because you suck. It's probably because something's wrong in your unit. So don't hate on WTF. Just, fix what your problem is, and then you should be okay. So we'll see you guys all tomorrow, and good luck on the fights.